APC is looking for Rivers State and Kano State ahead of 2027. By all means, that's why President Tinubu cannot stand on the law and tell Wike to hands off.
So guys, Tinubu's agenda is beginning to unfold. We can now see clearly that Tinubu does not even have anything to offer Nigerians, if not to come and destroy our constitution. You can imagine him abandoning the constitution just for his own political interest and for the interest of the APC. They made Fubara to sign a deal that so many people have come to say that this deal is going to destroy Fubara's political future. You can imagine the president, instead of him upholding the constitution, Tinubu abandoned the constitution because of his own personal interest and the interest of the APC to take over Rivers State. Nigerians, pay close attention to this.
APC is looking for Rivers State and Kano State ahead of 2027. By all means, that's why President Tinubu cannot stand on the law and tell Wike to hands off and let the rule of law prevail. And that's because Wike is doing him a political favor.
Speaking of hands in hand,
he needs to allow the rule of law to prevail.
I mean, look at 7 there. The names of all commissioners in the Rivers State Executive Council who resigned, their appointments should be resubmitted.
Yeah. In addition to that,
to the assembly, so that they can get reappointed.
Yeah, how feasible? This way, the people imposed on the governor by Nyesom Wike. So you are forcing the governor to still continue to work with people who don't even believe in his own ideologies. So you can't put something on nothing. That's what the law says. In this instance, we've seen this situation coming to the fore and the laws of the land are not being obeyed. And that's where I actually fought President Tinubu. Instead of him asking for the laws to be obeyed, he's trying to find a political solution.
Under Tinubu, our laws can no longer be upheld. Under the APC, our constitution has become an ordinary script where people choose the ones to obey and the ones to ignore. Because of the person of Tinubu, our judiciary has become a mockery. Because of the APC, Nigerians don't even know where to run to should they have any problem, because you don't believe in your judges, you don't believe in your judiciary, you don't even believe, even when the constitution is in your favor, you are not sure of getting justice. That is just what we are seeing today. So Fubara went to Aso Rock, and after the discussion, he was made to sign this deal that allows him to permit the 27 lawmakers who are now APC members to still remain as the lawmakers, in the state. How is he going to manage these people? Should he still be the governor of the state? How is he going to work with these lawmakers who are now on the opposition? Nigerians, and Tinubu did not see anything wrong in all this.
President Tinubu cannot tell him how to run his state, Rivers State. Not even a minister can do that. Because just the same way President Tinubu was elected with executive powers, that's the same way Governor Fubara was elected with executive powers. And you see the things that are here. Commissioners will be represented. The governor should not sack local government chairman. The budget to be, oh my God. I mean, President Tinubu himself, when he was governor, wouldn't take this. And you know what happened when he had a clash with former Governor Ambode? Governor Ambode showed him that he was the governor in charge, even though he was not going to get re-elected. But while he was there exercising executive powers, he was going to show Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, that he was the executive governor of Lagos State, and he did.
So Nigerians, Tinubu abandoned the constitutions that declares the seat for these lawmakers to be vacant. That's just the worrisome aspect of all this.
Or is this truce really sustainable? Especially when you break down some of the directives. What do you think?
Even President Tinubu himself knows that this arrangement wouldn't hold waters. Wouldn't really hold waters. It's tilted towards one side. And you and I know that if there's one person who left that villa happy and really excited, that person will be Nyesom Wike. Because everything just seems to be almost towards him. And you'll see that there are 2 court cases by 2 different factions. How come one is being mentioned? The number one thing there is that all matters instituted in the courts by the governor of Rivers State in respect of this case should be withdrawn. What happens to the one that was instituted in Abuja today, and there was a court order? That wasn't mentioned, and that was by this factional speaker, Mayoli, who was there, and Sim Fubara's own speaker wasn't there. If you look at the signatures that were appended to that document, you see Governor Sim Fubara was there, his deputy was there, deputy governor, and then Nyesom Wike was there. The speaker that's loyal to Nyesom Wike was there. How come the speaker that's loyal to Governor Sim Fubara wasn't there? So, I mean, we all know that in politics, a presidential intervention is much cherished, and I really like what President Tinubu has done. By intervening, he has shown that there's a political will from the federal side to be able to look for a resolution to this problem. But when it comes to the feasibility of actually having this implemented, I'll tell you that the same executive powers that President Tinubu has is the same executive powers that Governor Sim Fubara enjoys. And the federal government, through President Tinubu, cannot tell him how to run his state, Rivers State. Not even a minister can do that. Because just the same way President Tinubu was elected with executive powers, that's the same way Governor Sim Fubara was elected with executive powers. And you see the things that are here. Commissioners will be represented. The governor should not sack local government chairman.
The budget too.
And the budget to be, oh my God. I mean, President Tinubu himself, when he was governor, wouldn't take this. And you know what happened when he had a clash with former Governor Ambode? Governor Ambode showed him that he was the governor in charge, even though he was not going to get re-elected. But while he was there exercising executive powers, he was going to show Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, then the national leader of the All Progressives Congress, that he was the executive governor of Lagos State, and he did.
You know, listening to you,
we are going to have the same situation here.
Listening to you, Samda, you've been able to remind close watchers that is tilted.
Yeah, it's tilted.
Yes,
I mean, from everything we've seen here, and it doesn't make it easy to be implemented.
And in politics, sometimes you know how they say it. You can use the word trick before an average Nigerian. The word wayo could even be stronger than trick. So the trick here, or the wayo here, could be, is it possible to say every time that the governor seemed to be gaining momentum and getting strength, that's when this kind of reconciliation is thrown at him? Because the first time when it was going down, people didn't see the reconciliatory move until he sprang up, and that move came, and he was, boxed up to another corner. And the second time again, everyone is thinking that, okay, perhaps he's trying to be his own man.
And getting a lot of support.
And we're getting to see this again. So listening to Peter Abang, the lawyer who just spoke, he says, owing to 109, whether you even have 4 or 3 members, so long as the others have actually crossed the carpet without genuine reasons as presented in section 109, then that budget before that assembly, irrespective of the number, can fly. But now that he's been told to represent the budget. So how does this work for those legal minds who are still pointing to section 109?
It's very simple. You can't put something on nothing. That's what the law says. In this instance, we've seen this situation coming to the fore, and the laws of the land are not being obeyed. And that's where I actually fought President Tinubu. Instead of him asking for the laws to be obeyed, he's trying to find a political solution. And that's where it will backfire. Because if both sides don't see some sort of equity in the terms of resolutions that have been reached, there's no how they'll be faithful to the document. And I can tell you wholeheartedly, from what I've seen right now, and these documents presented, the government only signed it to assuage the feelings of the president right there at the villa. But you and I know that when he gets back to the government house in Port Harcourt, it's going to be a different ball game.
Wow.
And all this, I mean, some of the things that are happening, yes, I understand Nyesom Wike's travels, the pains he feels, but he also understands the powers of the executive governor. And the powers here is that whoever is elected by the people has the right to exercise the powers given to him by the people,
and having been
not
a
by
governor,
someone.
Having been a governor, Wike would he have accepted?
He would never have tolerated this
situation.
He would never have tolerated this, and that's why we are saying that, irrespective of the president's intervention, I think that what would happen in this instance is for these cases to be allowed to go through the judicial system.
Right.
And in this instance, when you have these 27 lawmakers who claim to have defected to the APC, did you see Tony Okocha's signature there? Is the caretaker committee chairman for the APC in Rivers State, although in a controversial manner. And he signed here. And now you see that the PDP too signed there. So at this instance now, you would have heard Tony Okocha saying that they are preparing ground for Wike to come and be the party leader of APC. I can say it clearly, like I mentioned earlier, is that APC is looking for Rivers State and Kano State ahead of 2027 by all means. That's why President Tinubu cannot stand on the law and tell Wike to hands off and let the rule of law prevail. And that's because Wike is doing him a political favor.
Speaking of hands in hand,
he needs to allow the rule of law to prevail.
I mean, look at, 7 there. The names of all commissioners in the Rivers State Executive Council who resigned, their appointments should be resubmitted.
In addition to that,
to the assembly, so that they can get reappointed.
How feasible? This way, the people imposed on the governor by Nyesom Wike. So you are forcing the governor to still continue to work with people who don't even believe in his own ideologies. Shouldn't the president be his own man? If the president is his own man, why can't a governor be his own man?
Is it a recipe for disaster? What's going on?
No, I mean, it just tells you, even in Ondo, the president tried this, and there were things that were not acceded to.
In addition to what I just read out,
that's
item 7. In addition to that, item 5 says the Rivers State House of Assembly shall choose where they want to sit and conduct their legislative business without interference and or hindrance from the executive arm of government.
Yeah, I mean, if all things were working very well, this is what it should be. The legislature, if the main building has been burnt down, they should decide where they would want to. But do you think that the governor would want to? These are the same people who have said that they want to impeach the governor. So you want the governor to sleep on the same bed with his political enemies. What will happen to him if he wake up Sunday?
That question again, is it a recipe for disaster?
Yeah, I mean it is, because the governor is not going to obey this, because in the face of the law, there's no equity in the resolutions we have seen here. And if there's no equity, it becomes difficult to implement. Why would we want peace to reign in Rivers State? Nyesom Wike also feels pained that he sponsored someone to get in there politically. But you cannot mix politics and the law.
Let's see if our producers can bring in number 3 in that communique again. And I want you to speak to number 3, because number 3 looks like the big, the stumbling block. The leadership of the Rivers State House of Assembly, as led by Right Honorable Martin Amewule, shall be recognized.
Alongside the 27 members who resigned from the PDP.
These are people who said they have resigned. They waved the flags of APC. You saw them there. I mean, the handy flag of APC, they were all waving it. I mean, that's all of them. So are you asking them to come back to the People's Democratic Party, which they don't believe in, which gave them tickets, and they rejected, where people gathered and voted for them on this platform, and they stood on the platform there in the house and said they were ditching this party? So how do you expect, how feasible is that?
But I mean, these are some of the... In politics, nothing remains... I mean, there's no constant, right?
Yeah.
Permanent.
Not in all times. There are some things that are pretty difficult, because in this instance now, the House of Assembly is going to be... Well, if they had settled for a neutral person, not Edison Ehie or Martin Amewule, it would have been a little easier. But for you to bring this person back, and this person has confessed with his mouth that is a loyalist of Nyesom Wike, wouldn't you be afraid that this man will sponsor a bill against you or sponsor an impeachment against you? So it becomes a little bit difficult. That's why I said it looks like APC's decision to actually have Rivers State in 2027 in the kitty is making President Tinubu not to see clearly that the rule of law is being violated here, that the president is intervening to bring a political solution, but that political solution seems to be tilted towards his own minister. And of course, a governor who has executive powers would want to assert himself. They can sign this 100 times, but when it comes to implementation, that's what I'm saying. How easy will it be? If the governor agrees, will his political loyalists agree? And you would have heard Rivers State elders all coming and saying that, look, we don't want this to happen. Do you think that if he takes this committee or resolution back to them, that they will endorse it. I mean, it will be terribly.
So Tinubu abandoned our constitution because of personal interest. He abandoned what the constitution says because of the interest of the APC. They want to win in 2027. Nigerians, they abandon our constitution because they are eyeing Rivers State. They want to take over Rivers and Kano ahead of 2027. These people that have nothing to sell to the people, they only believe in seizing power by force. They only believe in grabbing it, snatching it, running with it. They are not focusing on giving Nigerians dividends of democracy so that 2027 people can easily vote for them. They are not ready to work for Nigerians. They are just there for their own selves, and they want to grab power by force. We are already seeing it playing out, and that is why many
Fubara, by agreeing to this agreement, he has successfully signed his political death warrant. On to the next one.
Right. So guys, Wike and Tinubu are out to destroy the constitution of Nigeria. These people are working ahead of 2027, and it doesn't bother them if what they are doing contradicts the constitution. So the deal they entered with Fubara has been condemned by so many people.
Ground for Wike to come and be the party leader of APC. I can say it clearly, like I mentioned earlier, is that APC is looking for Rivers State and Kano State ahead of 2027 by all means. That's why President Tinubu cannot stand on the law and tell Wike to hands off and let the rule of law prevail. And that's because Wike is doing him a political favor.
Speaking of
so Tinubu has ditched the constitution because he wants to come back 2027. Nigerians, that is where we are today. Honestly, people without certificates, they want to rule us for 8 good years. And you know, the popular known lawyer who is called Dane Buala has come out to say that this man has signed his death warrant. You know, for him to have signed that deal, I mean, that deal is bad. Not just for Fubara himself, but for the state and Nigeria at large. Honestly, these politicians, they don't care about the people. It's all about what suits their interest. That is just what they are concerned about. So many people have been condemning this, and I want you to listen to how Arise Television analyzed it. Take a look at this.
Actions emanating from the resolution reached to resolve the political crisis in Rivers State. On Monday, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu met with the Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, and Sim Fubara, the governor of Rivers State, at the State House in Abuja, where both men agreed to end the political feud between them. In the 8-point resolution signed by Fubara, Wike, and other Rivers stakeholders, it was agreed that all impeachment proceedings against the governor should be dropped immediately. Well, line item number 3 on the resolution says that Martin Amehule should be recognized as the speaker, while the 27 lawmakers who defected to the APC should be taken back as members of the assembly. Well, the listing reactions, let's take some. This is from Academia, who wrote, Sim is walking a slippery terrain. APC wants a juicy Rivers. Last, the 25 men to retain their seats as APC members will soon impeach the governor, and the federal government will withdraw his security. Like Ikemefuna, the president should not have a hand in it because of his legacies, and Wike needs not jump the process of an acceptable godfather. Olije wrote, why didn't President Tinubu ask that the decamped House of Assembly members go back to the PDP? He only wanted Wike's speaker to be recognized and to make Sim a ceremonial governor. Sim got nothing. This may all be a planned defection tactic to the APC by Wike and Fubara. Well, Dana Wala wrote, the people of Rivers State should disown the so-called directive, which is in itself illegal, unconstitutional, and null and void. Well, yesterday we took that video about Day My Day. He actually posted that video. If we can take that up, he made his own song.
Day your day, make I day my day. I done day with my day. How far with your day? I done day my day. how far would you dey? I don't talk about. Say that first half victory, the artificial. In the second half, there will be change of tactics. There will be substitution. There will be pressure on the referee. There is fudgy time. That fudgy time now to buy time so that Sir Alex Ferguson will manipulate the result in favor of Manchester United. That's exactly what has happened in Rivers. Unfortunately, Fubara, by agreeing to this agreement, he has successfully signed his political death warrant. On to the next one.
Right. Daniel Bwala basically summed it up. On to the next one. He has sealed his political death warrant. Or like the other Twitter user alluded to, it might be a planned tactic
Defection.
for them to defect to the APC. What is going on here? The PDP say nothing at this point.
So the truth is, yes, and I see the line of thought on that Twitter user saying it might be a planned tactic for both of them to defect, because either ways, I know there's a defection amongst both of them. I don't know who's going to happen first. And I said this a couple of days ago here, that will it push one of them to defect? Because it's looking too good to be true.
Absolutely.
All of a sudden, then they have this deal. This deal is political coffin for Fubara. So I don't even know who prepared this agreement. And Fubara appended his signature to it, except, like some people say, he will do the Aburi U-turn. We all know historically the Aburi U-turn, that most of the things were agreed in Aburi were reneged upon once they got back to Nigeria. Except Fubara will do the Aburi U-turn. If he's not doing it, this is political suicide for him. Because look at it, all matters in court be withdrawn. Proceedings against the governor of this River State be dropped. It's a lie, foul.
But is it number 3? Okay.
You will have 27 lawmakers that you are saying they should reinstate in the APC. Lawmakers that as of 2 days ago wanted to impeach you. It's because they didn't have the court backing.
Absolutely.
And you think they will leave you alone? Foul. Except both of them they know what the game they are playing. Just like some people had posited in the past that for a succession to happen between Wike and Amechi, because it was too good to be true to have two Ikwere people come back to back, that probably a fight was state managed, which I don't want to believe, but some people have posited that in political strategy, except that is what is happening now. Because with this, they are going to go for Fubara's jugular, and Fubara is out of the game, and they are going to consolidate on Rivers. So it's all looking too good to be true. We would like to see the game. In all of this, you asked a very important question. Where is PDP?
Yes.
I announced to you, like I said to Mr. Ologbodiro yesterday, PDP has been played out. And Wike has destroyed, has Maradona'd PDP to the extent that, you know what Wike has done to PDP? He has Maradona'd them by dribbling them, and to capital, he has done the hand of God on PDP. That's what Maradona did. The hand of God, 86 World Cup, scoring with hand, which is foul. That's what Wike has done to PDP. And PDP cannot respond. And I don't know what he has on them. So PDP is not even in the picture. Yeah. Because I was thinking that when the fight started, Fubara would have even allied with some of PDP stakeholders in Rivers State. He was not contacted. He was not ready to talk. He said he was going to talk to some of them. Conversation was not had. So what he has done is is Wike 100, PDP 0.
Absolutely, that's what
if he gets away with this and they defect, nobody will have wrecked the prospect of a political party like Wike.
I missed a part of your interview with Robert Clark. I mean, I understand that he evaded most of the questions. I mean, I missed it because I was preparing for the show.
Let's be realistic, Oji. What President Tinubu did, I'm not in support of it. You cannot say people
that's the main question
that the Constitution said that once you leave, you should, vacate your seat. Then the president is saying go and accept and reinstate.
It's
wrong. You are overruling the Constitution. But he couldn't own up to that.
That's the point.
But let's be except Wike and Fubara are both playing a tactical game. If Fubara uses Kurokuro eye to sign this, he has signed his death warrant. I concur with Daniel Bwala.
Absolutely.
And Wike came back strong in Fegi time.
Strong.
No, this is suicide.
Well,
So guys, you have seen it for yourself how they've planned to take over Rivers State to give it to the APC. Tinubu wants to come back as the president of Nigeria come 2027. He has not even started implementing any of the promises, in case there is any, that he made to Nigerians. We've not seen this government doing anything for the people. They're already thinking of 2027. Can you imagine? They only believe in grabbing power. Grab it, snatch it, run with it. They are not thinking of giving the people dividends of democracy. Why is Tinubu afraid of losing in 2027? Because he knows he has got nothing to offer. Let him give the people dividends of democracy. It won't be difficult for him to come back in 2027. Do your job and the people will fall in love with you naturally. That is how it is. But because they are not ready to offer Nigerians anything, that is why they are looking for a way to snatch, to snatch the election again, just like what we saw during the last election. So guys, that is it. They now admire Wike as their great fighter. At least Wike will fight for them in Rivers State and fight for them in Abuja. That is why they are ditching our constitution, ignoring the constitution of Nigeria that says when the lawmakers leave, their seats must be declared vacant. Tinubu doesn't want to hear that. He's just doing all these things for their own benefits, not for the benefits of the people of Rivers State. So guys, let me know what you think about all this in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the notification bell, and drop your thoughts below. I hope to see you in my next video. Bye.